Top of the top, my people. Good morning. Yes, sir. What's up, my people? It is Monday, June 23rd, and I want to thank my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ because with Him, all things is possible. Salute to everybody out there moving on this beautiful morning. Everybody going to work and people who still in school, going on vacation, wherever you go. Salute to all y'all, man. Hope everybody's feeling blessed, appreciated, and thankful for seeing another day, man. And knowing with Him, all things is possible. So up and moving. Just dropped my beautiful queen off to work. So now I'm on my job. It's gonna be a hot one, y'all. So y'all make sure y'all stay cool, man. For some of y'all don't know what city y'all in. Make sure y'all stay cool, man. It's gonna be hot, probably about in the 90s and 100s this week. So let's all try to stay as cool as we can. Let's all find something productive to do with our lives. It's a lot of crazy shit going on out here. You know what I mean? So let's just try to find find ways to be safe. Stay cool, get your washcloth, towel, sprinkler, swimming pool. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of stuff for us to do, different ways to have fun. Let's do that. You know what I mean? So let's get into this. Let's talk a little bit. While I'm walking where I'm going, let's talk a little bit. All right? So for my newcomers, my regulars, everyone, welcome to the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. This over here, this is where it goes down at. No Duck Zone podcast. So yeah, weather gonna be hot. It's a lot going on. I'm talking about not even normal hot. It's gonna be bacon, egg, and cheese out here. We're gonna try our best to stay as cool as we can, family. Shout outs to everybody though. I want to tell everybody I appreciate the support that I get on here. Appreciate all my subscribers. Hopefully to get some new subscribers too at the same time. But I appreciate y'all. I think too many people focus on the amount of subscribers they got, and it's cool. But make sure at the same time you appreciate the subscribers that you have. And of course, I'm at 611. I don't ever ask for too much. But hey, you get them up to 650 if we could. You know what I'm saying? Top of the top to everybody, man. Just appreciate that people are coming to your channel and rocking out with you. And like I always say, people don't have to come to your channel. But when they do, just be thankful that they do, man. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of other channels for them to go to. So if they come into yours, you just got to feel appreciated. I don't know, Ray. I can't tell you that. I don't even know what that word means, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. So you coming and asking me the wrong question. Looking for that answer, you looking in the wrong place. But yeah, so like I was saying, just appreciate your subscribers. Appreciate life. Miss Fields, I see you out there. What's up, Miss Fields? I see you. Top of the top, queen. Yeah, when y'all come up here asking me questions, make sure either the questions make sense or y'all got to break down what you're asking. You can't just come ask me a question. I don't mind answering questions, but make sure either the questions make sense or you got to break down what you're asking. I ain't the most educated person in the world, so yeah, top of the top, man. You know, um, because you got to understand, Miss Fields. A lot of people say it, right? A lot of people say top of the top because it sound good, but a lot of people don't even appreciate seeing another day, man. People wake up as if they have a right to be here. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people say that shit though, but do you appreciate being here? Do you value being here? Feel me? Everybody say a lot of shit though, you know, but it is what it is. It's gonna be a hot one out here, y'all. Jesus. I was gonna wait to be home and do my live, but I'm like, you know what? I gotta take the wife to work. Yeah. I mean, yeah, Miss Fields, you know how that is. Coco Tina. What up, Coco? That's all it means. I gotta get off this highway, y'all. This should be nasty work over here. They need a cross guard over here. This is a place you'll get hit. But yeah, man. Question is, do you value your life? Value is the word for the day. Do you value your life? Mike, what's up? It's a simple question, y'all. Do you value your life? It's just something to think about. Do you value your life? It's just the question I'm asking, man. It's a simple question. It's also the word of the day, value. Do you just think about it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't value their life. They'll tell you they do, but they don't give a shit. And you can tell by the moves they make. If you just look at what's going on in the world, take a stop and look at what's going on. Of course, the world ain't gonna never be perfect, but if you look at how the world is, motherfuckers ain't valuing their life. They don't care. It's not about being perfect. It's not about having all the money. You have to ask yourself. You have to ask yourself that question. Never knew the meaning of value in the life before. It's not, I'm just, yeah, Coco. Yeah, Miss Fields, it ain't about all the money, the houses. It ain't about all that. The question is, do you give a fuck about your life? Do you value your life as much as your possessions? In the words of my brother, late great, the dog of dogs, DMX, said it in one of his songs. Do you value your life as much as your possessions? We ready to die over shit that we can't even take with us. Huh? We ready to die over shit that we can't take with us. Some shit can be replaced, some can't. Like, think about it. Think about it, man. Only thing I'm hoping to take with me when I die, I don't want to sound fucked up when I say this, but me and my wife always said if we can go at the same time, then that would be beautiful for us. I would love to take my wife with me and we could be in a whole nother life together. But other than that, the jewelry, the clothes, any of that shit can't go with me. All the marijuana you smoke, all the bottles you pop, all that shit is right here on earth, man. Ain't none of that shit coming with you. So ask yourself a question. That's the shit that you value? If that is what we find value in, then it's a shadow. Yeah. Yeah, man. I tell Miss Fields, I'm real. I tell my wife all the time, because that shit will hurt to the core if something happened to me. Because she always thinks that because she's 8 years older than me, something will happen to her first. And I'm like, it don't go like that. I keep telling y'all, we don't get to decide when we go. That's why when people who commit suicide, they do all that, you going straight to hell. You ain't going where you think you're going, because you sitting here rushing your death before it's your time. You don't get to decide when you go. So I always have to let her know that, hell, I could go before you. It's all whoever God is ready for. Or we can go together. See, God already has how it's going to end for us. We don't know how it's going to end, but I bet you he do. It's all written. It's all written in his book he got, how we going to go. But when you out here trying to determine and decide when you go, you're going to fail in that department. You don't value your life, man. That's just something to think about. At some point, when do we start caring? When do we start caring? Be free, what up? The question, the word of the day is value. Do you value your life? Do you value your life just as much as your possessions? Somebody says yes, and that's what I want to hear. Look, y'all, we got. You know how they say you got one job to do? We got one job to do on this earth, and that's to live life, right? But to also be whatever it is that we want to be, or accomplish whatever it is that we're trying to accomplish. There's not one person on this earth that should sit here and be like, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do. I mean, you can say that, but there's only so many times you're gonna be able to say it before when you finally decide to think about that. Damn, you know what? I let 20 years go by. Let me go try to do this now, and then it's too late. Exactly, Kogotina. Live life with a purpose. You got to remember, if your life is ever jacked up, messed up, it's because you choose to be in that position. We live in a world where everybody, not everybody, because I can't speak for everybody, but we live in a world where majority of the people want you to feel sorry for them for however their life turned out. They want somebody to feel sorry for them, right? And I know a lot of people in this chat, right, if I know you or not, got big hearts where y'all want to help people if you can. But if you notice that the same people that y'all go out your way to help are people who are not trying to help themselves, right? And they're letting you know every time they're not trying to help themselves, but they want you to keep helping them. And I had to learn that, damn, even though I might be doing better than that person, I'm still in a little struggle myself. Because they see everybody that's doing better than them, and they think that that person got it made, and it's like, nah, we ain't got it made, because I'm still going through some shit myself. My wife is the most helpingest person that I've probably ever been with. I've been with a lot of women that will go out their way to do shit, but my wife got to be like the number one person that she be on her. If she can, she will. But I don't. Yeah, yeah, Miss Fields, and she'll do it. And sometimes I got to tell her, yo, babe, you gotta cut that out. Cut that shit out. Yeah, babe, but yeah, no. Cut that shit out, man. Because what happens is in life, right? You start to become everybody's go-to. You start to become everybody's go-to. Hey, yo, go to Coco Tina. Go to Tina. She'll do it. Go to Miss Fields. She'll do it. She'll do it. I guarantee you she'll do it. It's good that people look up to you or come to you for things, but then you don't want to be nobody's doormat where people just step on you. I feel that if they don't take, you know what I'm saying? So sometimes that word no is necessary. But I have a serious question. Do you value your life? When you start thinking about how far you came in life, how you still here today, and you've lost family members, you have lost friends, co-workers, teachers, people you might have used to beef with. Yeah, yeah. Coco, you know what I noticed, Coco? As long as you keep being somebody's crutches, they'll never learn to walk. Okay, I'm gonna say that again because that probably went over some of y'all heads. If you keep being somebody's crutches, man, they ain't gonna never learn to walk. Sure, it's all right to do it in the beginning. All right, I got you. The next thing you know, 6 months, a year, 3 years go by. We still on these crutches? When the fuck you gonna straighten up, and when you gonna straighten up? Yeah, don't talk to them. Don't talk to them. You know what I'm saying? People want you to be their crutches and all that. And it's like you can only do that for so long before it be like, all right, when we gonna get it together? Do you value your life? That's all I be wanting to know. That's all I be wanting to know. It was something and you know what's so crazy? When I started this live, I didn't even have the word value on my mind. That's just some shit that just popped up as I'm starting this live. But it makes sense. Because I had to think about it for a second. I was telling my wife yesterday that what happens is that yeah, Coco, and unfortunately it's sad that and we're not speaking about kids here too, because we're speaking about a bunch of grown ass people who want you to be their crutches. Half of them don't value. Half of them don't value their own life. They sitting here trying to value your life. You can't value my life. You gotta get your shit together. How you gonna like my life and love my life? You don't even like yours. Hayes, I see you, but I think of value to this space. Exactly, Miss Fields. Exactly. Let me make sure I watch what I'm doing as I'm crossing the street. Because these idiots out here, they drive ridiculous like they got a blindfold on or something. But yeah, Miss Fields, I totally agree. Me, I value my life in so many different ways that because if you when you bring that word up, for some people they might break it down a different way. Hold on. Because some people will say, hey, my meaning of value might be different from your meaning. Might be. But my question is, I'm not asking nobody, not that I have a problem with it. I'm not asking nobody to explain to me what they, what's the meaning of value to them. My question is, do you value your life? You don't know what someone has to give their life to. Yeah, exactly. You don't know when somebody, people will look at you and go, yeah, Cogotina, you got this, you got that. Miss Fields, you got this. D Free, you got that. Josh Sanders, you got this and got that, but you don't know what it took for somebody to get there. How you don't know once upon a time I might have been in your position. I know plenty of my people who were homeless, strung out on drugs. They were suicidal, and then eventually they got it together. There's no such thing as that when you're down and out that, well, when you're down, you're never out. As long as you still got breath and you still got life, you're not out. So a lot of those people I know, they bounced back, they got their life together, and they became something. So there's no excuse for anybody else. A lot of people are in the position that they're in because they want to be. Because we don't live in a world that has any sympathy for anybody. This is not a I feel sorry for you world. No such thing. Josh Sanders, I see you. What up? Exactly. Exactly. You know what I'm saying, Ms. Phil? So we live in a world that don't have no sympathy for nobody. We live in a world that don't really give a fuck about nobody. Okay? We don't. Because anything that you do, if you're standing in front of a judge, right? You can't tell that judge, yo, Your Honor, I went and committed these crimes because I grew up in a house where I wasn't taught that. I didn't have my pops. My mom's was strung out on drugs. My mom's was bringing different dudes in the house. I got raped by my uncle when I was younger. Huh? All that sound good. And not to say that that stuff doesn't happen in real life. But if you go out there and decide to do any fucking thing, there's always going to be consequences and repercussions to what you do. Just remember this. In this world, you looking to be saved, but in the court system, they looking to make an example out you. They don't care nothing about what you went through. There's people all over the world. It becomes an excuse, Miss Fields. You know, both of my parents raped me, or my mother was trying to sell me to a pimp, and every day I came outside my door, all I seen was dudes selling drugs, and I seen them with the fur coats, and I seen them with the $300 Jordans, and Your Honor, that was the only way I knew how to get it, man. They don't give a shit about none of that. I don't know why y'all people always think that that's the fucking go-to, as if that's gonna save you. That ain't gonna save you. I tell my kids every day you have to live in the world. That's a fact, Josh. These kids today gonna find out the hard way. We had to learn the hard way, but after a while we wised up. These kids are gonna learn the hard way. They either end up dead or in jail, and a lot of them are ending up dead. I said something to Tiff that you can't talk to these kids about value in their life. They don't care nothing about it. I told her there's going to be a lot of kids that's not going to make it back to school this year. I know that was messed up to say because the process already started. June school ends in June up here, right? I think one more week. I think next week's the last week. Already we had kids being killed since the beginning of 2025, January. There's been kids dying left and right. I told her it's going to be a lot of kids who are not going to make it back to school in September. It's messed up to say, but I'm not jinxing nothing. I'm not talking bad like as if I don't want to see no kid make it back to school. I want to see every kid make it back to school, good or bad. Because we was kids too once. But these kids don't value their life. And some of these parents don't make it no damn better because they don't value their life. They're acting a certain way. The kids see how they acting. You try to correct your child. You trying to correct your child on what he doing or what he or she's doing. And look how your grown dumb ass is acting. Look how your grown ass is acting. A lot of you grown ass people don't value your life. How you gonna correct the child on what he doing and you a child your motherfucking self? You a child yourself. Let's keep it 100. Grandma's out here 45 years old and shit. Let's keep it 100. Don't value your life, man. Everybody just thinks that they can keep living whatever the way they want to live. Hey, ain't nothing gonna happen to me. I'm all right. But at the same time, sitting there tell you that they want to be successful. They want all the money in the world. They want this and want that. How you want all that? You ain't willing to do nothing to go get it. And two, you don't even value your life. You got to make this shit make sense. Word of the day is value. You got to start making it make sense. I had this discussion with my aunt yesterday at her job. Now, I think sometimes, I don't know if I'm a little hard when it comes to my people. Now, I don't want y'all to take what I said the wrong way because a lot of y'all will be like, pause. I ain't got time for the pause game. I'm being real. That I always say before we can worry about what every other race is doing out here. Do we value our lives as black people? Do we value our lives? Now, I can say, do we value our lives as human beings? But I'm asking, do we value our lives? Yeah, that's crazy, Josh. Nasty word. Do we? And I had this discussion with my aunt. I said, before we can complain about how other races are treating us or how we get treated, do we value our lives? Look how we talk to each other. Look how we treat each other. I come from an era where it was okay for you to beat the shit out your next door neighbor's child. Well, not beat them, but, discipline them. You try that shit now, and it might be the last time you have, you know what I mean? Different times. We don't even value our lives. We don't do it. We don't. And our behavior lets us know that. We do not value our lives. We don't care. We just live in life. We live in life and we all just waiting to die. Exactly, Miss Fields. You might as well say that's what we are, the walking fucking dead. I knew when I started seeing the army come to New York and they standing in the train stations and they got their guns and all that, I just sat here and said, Jesus Christ, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is what it comes to. They here for our protection and our safety, but nobody's valuing their life. Huh? You think all the time the police want to fuck with us? Now, we can sit here and talk about the police all we want to. All of them are not bad. Some of them are really good people. But sometimes y'all give them a reason to mess with y'all. We ain't gonna just be like, yo, they just be, even though there's been a lot of fucked up stuff they did to our people in the past, and they let them get away with a lot of shit, but there's a lot of them out there that ain't bad. And there's a lot of y'all out there that just triggered them to do shit. Jason Allen, what's up? We got to start making this shit make sense. It ain't about me picking sides. It's about me speaking truth. You know, this is no Doug Zone. You know, I'm gonna say what need to be said.
Stay up, man. Yeah, you too, bro.
So that's the question that you have to, you got to ask yourself that. Do you value your fucking life? Or you just here living, waiting to die? Huh? I need me about 10 pairs of Jordans in order for me to be happy in life. Huh? Huh? Many years ago when I was in high school, they had the military coming out every day, and there was a curfew due to increased violence. Yeah, I remember Miss Phil's, what was it, about 3 months ago? There was a helicopter with them on their landing on this football field. Not a football field, it's a baseball field now. Well, it's a field. No, actually it's football because they play football. And they landed on the football field, and I'm looking like this was a video somebody caught on YouTube. I'm like, well, what the hell are they doing? And I'm like, did it get to that part now where they just, you know what I'm saying? You think they here because they want to be here? Know what I'm saying? Like, we doing this to ourselves, but nobody sees anything wrong with it. Nobody sees anything wrong with any of this shit. I don't have time to, yeah, Miss Fields, for real. They landed in this football field in Harlem. In Harlem. Not Manhattan, like the West Side Highway and all that. Harlem. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, they might be here for our protection, but what led to them coming here? Huh? What led to that? Shootouts in these schools. Innocent shootouts in neighborhoods. I had a guy in the Bronx waiting for a bus to go wherever he was going. Two idiots is on the bus. Well, not on the bus, they were on the bike, riding by, I guess trying to hit their target, end up hitting this man. I don't even think this man could even walk again, if I'm not mistaken. But he was a chef in a restaurant or whatever. Like, do y'all value your lives? We can't talk to these kids about valuing their lives, and as adults, we don't even. But then when you argue, this is how you know somebody don't value their life, right? Because when you bring this up to them, and if they give you a crazy reaction and they ready to argue with you, what the fuck you mean? I value my life. How you value your life? Huh? How you value it? Because you get up and go to work every day? Huh? That's what you're supposed to do. Huh? Oh, I value my life. I know what my goals is. That ain't got shit to do with what we talking about. Do you value your life, dummy? You can't bring this question up to certain people because they're not trying to hear it. They feel like you're offending them, like as if you were calling them stupid. This is why I say people don't know the meaning of it. Because if you'll be quick to just jump up and get upset, you really don't know the meaning of it. It is what it is, y'all. That's the word of the day, is value. Take that with you. Take it with you. And sometimes I know we have issues where we lose sight of who we are. and we get in a moment where we get down and we're out because we are human. But we can't let that get the best of us, because when you let that get the best of you, you stop valuing your life. And then it puts you in a space and place where you don't want to be, or where you don't belong. So, it is what it is, y'all. Told my wife, I said this summer, you know what? I'm not planning on being around a lot of BS. Even with family, sometimes you don't want to be around them. You get to a certain age, you want to dismiss yourself from the bullshit. Especially if you've been seeing it from a preteen all the way up to when you're in your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, and now get to a point you like, nah, you know what? I don't want to be around this goofy shit no more. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. It's goofy. Yeah, I'm sure y'all got them family members that y'all don't want to be going around. Y'all like, man, I don't feel like dealing with Uncle Andre today. I don't feel like dealing with Auntie Lisa, Cousin Jermaine. I'm just not with it. They say something to me and it's just gonna be on right there. We're gonna have to just do what we gotta do. Now you may not be able to beat your auntie or your uncle, but you on some, I'm not a child no more neither. So guess what? I'm gonna go out for mine. You ain't gonna keep violating me as if I'm that same 6-year-old boy that you used to take and just throw me in the closet and tell me to fight my way out. Like, we ain't doing that. Straight up. We ain't doing that. After a while, I'm gonna forget that you're a relative and I'm gonna just I'm gonna go out for mine. It is what it is. Just stay blessed, y'all. That's all I'm saying, man. Ain't nobody on here to preach. You just gotta stay blessed. Stay blessed and stay appreciated. Stay thankful. There's not no days that I wake up and I don't pray. And before, I used to just wake up and that'd just be it. And I go on about my day. I say a prayer when I wake up and I say one before I go to bed. And I try to say one before I walk out the door. Because you don't never know. Walking out the door, that doesn't mean you're going to make it back in. So, and you need to pray to make sure you get the way you're going safe. It's not just about praying, walking out the door. Because anything can happen from the time you lock your door. Exactly, Joe. Just stay blessed. This is a scary world we live in. It's a scary world we live in, and sometimes you sit around and you're wondering, am I going to make it through the day? Now, some people go, I don't have time to worry about that. Why am I worrying about if I'm going to make it through the day? I'm not telling y'all to be paranoid and to have that on your mind, but you just got to stay focused, man. I tell people, don't hang in areas and be in places that you ain't got no business being. If you ain't got no business being there, what you there for? If you value your life the way you say you do, then you'll never go and put yourself in harm's way where you'll be in a situation you can't get out of. Believe me, a lot of the people that y'all deal with, that we deal with, or we be around, or that we know, not necessarily deal with, don't value their life. But they will try to convince you that they value their life, and they don't. And that's for family. That's for co-workers, strangers, anybody. Majority of the people in New York City don't value their life. That's why the city is so fucked up. It has nothing to do with who's the president, who's the mayor, the cost of living, food. A lot of these people don't value their life. Everybody's focused more on being tough and want to rob people and all that, instead of taking their broke asses out there and trying to make their own money. Everybody want to convince you here that they crazy, talking to themselves, all this other extra shit, until you punch them in the mouth. These people don't value their life. There's a lot of suckers running around here in this city, man. And that hurts me to say it because this is my city. It hurt to say it, but it is what it is. People don't care, man. They just don't care. But y'all know every year there's a new generation coming up. And it's like, we got to teach these kids to value their lives. But it starts with us. We got to make it happen with us before we can go over there and tell them what it is that they need to do. So that's pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, how I look at it. Y'all might look at it a little different from what I do, and that's cool because sometimes I want to get people's feedback on what they think. You know, it ain't all about me just getting up here running my mouth. It's also me getting some feedback from y'all. What y'all think? It is a hot one out here, y'all. I mean, it's a hot one. It is a hot one. Woo. Well, everybody be cool today, man. Like I said, get you some water. Find a swimming pool if it's open. Fire up the grill. You know what I'm saying? Do something that's going to keep y'all busy, man. Smash that like button, too. Make sure y'all share this out. Share this out, y'all. I got some things coming up. As you know, you see me for the last 2 weeks. I have been grinding. Today, I would be in somebody's gym. I might just be. I don't know. It's kind of hot. So I'm not sure yet. Or I might be on StreamYard later. We might be getting into it about this whole Canelo and Crawford joint. I'm gonna get into that a little bit. Probably touch on that. The press conference was a little tense, but it was all right though. It's just what we needed to make people who don't know about Crawford or Crawford or Canelo to buy the pay-per-view. So, of course, this week I'm expected to be Long Island heavy hitters. The amateurs is getting it in this week. So you can expect to see me out there. And then just expect the whole summer of me going to the gyms and being with these fighters. Try to make this light. Oh, try to make this light. Yeah, so, and that's how my whole summer, that's basically how my whole summer is gonna play out. See, because I value my life that much where I'm not gonna put myself in harm's way. I'm not gonna put myself in harm's way. So that's how it's gonna be for me. Good morning to everybody, man. Make sure y'all smash that like button, man. Get them likes up, baby. I don't think I'm gonna need to talk to y'all till I get all the way to my house, but I would try to make this time as much as I can. What's everybody playing for this summer though? That's what I want to know. For all my people who value their life, who care about life and not just the summer, that want to live for as long as they can. Oh, what are y'all trying to do this summer that y'all didn't get to do last summer or the summer before? Me, I thought about this Canelo and Crawford. Even though it's September, it's not summer, but the weather's still warm, and I'm like, man, I would love to be down there in September for that, because the atmosphere for that is going to be crazy. I've been walking a little minute, y'all, right? I know. The walk of the minute, I'm almost home already. This is what I do. So that's the thing about when you come on YouTube, that you don't have to be on 3-4 hours. Sometimes you might come on for 30 minutes. Sometimes it might be 45 minutes. It depends on what you're coming up to talk about. So you don't have to be on here too long, just long enough. Oh, I'm tired, y'all. I'm about to go get me a bacon, egg, and cheese. Straight up. That's like the most popular thing in New York. It's popular in New York like crazy to go do one of those. Get you a bacon, egg, and cheese. I ain't never tried the bacon, egg, and cheese in New York. Try it. It's almost like going to Philly and trying their cheesesteaks. They Philly cheesesteaks. I was just in Philly recently. I was mad I never had the opportunity to go get one. But the next time I'm in Philly, oh, you better believe I'm definitely going to get me one. I'm never going to let that opportunity slide again. Please believe that. Oh, I got to start chopping this down and go this way. Ooh, Lord. They got some hills in Harlem y'all ain't trying to walk down. Ooh. Ugh. I hate when I get rocks in my slippers. Harlem World, y'all. Definitely gonna come back. I know we later to talk some boxing, so y'all just make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Put it out there. Told you I was gonna get back to my word of the days, man. So, like I said, make sure y'all smash that good old like button. We're gonna have the No Doug Zone merch, book bags, handbags. All that is. If you make your order, you can get it. T-shirts, sweaters. Come on, y'all. Y'all ain't gotta be afraid to make an order. Make an order. See what the sweaters look like. See what the tees look like. Make an order, man. The book bags I showed y'all, and the little bag to hold your tablet on the phone. You get all that. It's just $30, all in one bag. You ain't got to pay for it separate. So, y'all want all that? It's in there. You can get all that. All y'all got to do is place the order. That's all. I'm gonna catch y'all later, man. Everybody be safe out there. I'll definitely be back later to talk some boxing. Make sure y'all join me. Matter of fact, I'll probably be back sooner than y'all think. Never know. Love y'all. Y'all know what it is. It's the No Duck Zone podcast. Let's go.